Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a Crusader. It's a tier 6 British medium tank. At least I think it's medium. No, it's a light tank now. It used to be a medium. It's located on the north spawn of Siegfried Line, and it's under the command of Wazwulf of QU1NN. And he's got bounty equipment, including the bounty exhaust, the bounty optics, and the vents. Game on! Okay, Wazwulf sent us in 2 replays featuring the Crusader, showing how much he's been playing it recently. As I said, this tank used to be known as a medium tank, but was changed to a light tank in the game. Of course, that means now it's got light tank characteristics, which means it's got great camo even when it's stationary or on the move. Now, the British built 5,300 of this tank. It was otherwise known as the Tank Crusader Mark 6 or A15. Yeah, that was its actual designation. And they mass produced them between 1941 and 1943. And most of them saw action out in the desert, where they were really not suited for that purpose. Wazwulf spotted a Firefly, and he's popped up here. Now, is he spotted? No, he's not, which means he did place himself exactly in the right spot to actually get sight of the enemy, but he might get spotted from the castle ground, the gates. He's now trying to get a shot on that Firefly. Very difficult at this angle, though. Yeah, that VK could easily spot him, and he's out in the open, basically. One of our tanks has moved across the gap. How he didn't spot us, I don't know. You can see rounds whizzing past. Placed himself in the bush, so he's less vulnerable now. And in fact, I think the reason they didn't spot him was these trees that were down here actually blocked the sight that would have gone to the Firefly, who would have seen it, or would have seen the spot from his teammates, and then he would have engaged. That VK, on the other hand, he's got a tree between us and them, and at the moment all that Wazwulf is doing is highlighting these guys to his teammates so that he can get shots. The moment they pop up, he's going to have a go at them, or rather his teammates will have a go at them. Now, this tank took part in the Battle of El Alamein. It was part of the 1st Armour Brigade. It's got a Nuffield Liberty engine, which is a 27 inline V12, 27 litre inline V12 that is, and 340 brake horsepower. So it's not as powerful as the Meteor, which of course is based on the Merlin engine. Now that Super Chappie saw him, and he's getting return rounds, using that hay bale as a means of actually shielding himself. Very good indeed. Now we can see that the alpha for this gun is actually 75, which is means that it happens to be the 57mm gun, or 6-pounder, and he's really putting shells into the enemy at a very fast fire rate. It's a very good gun, actually, the 6-pounder. The standard reload by the book is 2.11 seconds, and his reload is just 2.03. Now, despite it being a good round with decent penetration, 110mm, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage very quickly. And now he's facing off against this, the Firefly, and that could have been very dangerous because the Firefly's got a much higher alpha and a much higher caliber. But he managed to get across that gap, and now he's aiming at the Hummel, who's out in the field. The Arty can easily be confused for the Nashorn because they're the same shape. Of course, the Hummel has the howitzer, the 15cm howitzer, instead of the 88mm main gun. If that had been an Aslain, he probably would have been on the receiving side of at least a couple of rounds, which would have been quite deadly. As it stands at the moment, they're 5 tanks ahead of the enemy, and he's now opened up the back area of the map, and he's now using his height to see where the enemy is. And look at that, he sees a Churchill 7 some distance away, gets a hit, could get a kill shot, go for it. No, didn't get that last one. No, that didn't work either. Box tank up ahead. Now he's going to come within view range of the box tank, and he's got a lot of hit points he's got to take out, and the box tank's going to get at least one shot on us. And remember, he's got a 13cm main gun. Well, we managed to get past him, but now we're having to go back around again for some more. We can outcircle him because his traverse, oh, he hit us in the tracks, but we did get the kill shot on him. Now we've got another enemy coming up. It's the VK2801. And that's the last enemy, the VK. Can he get the kill? He's already got 3. Well, he gets 1 round into the guy. Remember, only 75 alpha, so it takes a little while. Oh, and he's getting low on hit points now. That guy's coming round. He knows that we're low on hit points. We need the help of our teammates. And we do get the help as the kill shot goes to the T-3485. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Wazwulf of QU1NN in the Crusader. He got the spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a patrol duty as well for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were being damaged. His win rate was 10,415, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. And yes, he did have a very big effect upon the battle overall. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in that game turned out to be Wazwulf with 1,773. Second highest damage went to the M4A3E2, the Sherman Jumbo, on the enemy team. 1,643 hit points went to that guy. And the third highest was the KV1S on his own team, who got 1,527. The Crocodile picked up a steel wall in that game. He was the only one who actually picked up a medal other than Wazwulf. When it came to kills, we can see he actually shared the top spot with the KV1S and the T-3485. They all got 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the Burza on his own team and the M4A3E2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he got that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. He got 1,233, which makes him the only player to get over 1,000 base in that game. And the next highest after that was KV1S, who got 960. He fired 47 rounds. That's quite a lot, actually. There's actually 130 rounds in the magazine, so he wasn't going to run out. But he did get 32 direct hits on the enemy and 25 penetrations. One of the reasons why he was actually using premium ammo, because, of course, it was having difficulty penetrating some parts of the enemy. 1,773 hit points of damage, of which 671 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 5 penetrations from the enemy, 1 non-penetration, and that was a lucky one because it was one of the 13cm rounds that came from the box tank. If that had actually gone through the hull, I think that would have ended his game. 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and he got 1,821 hit points of spotting assist in the game. On a premium count, he actually made 52,514 credits from the game, including 40,000 for mission completion, and on top of that, he got 7,399 experience points, including 3,700 for mission completion. So, first game, ace tanker, and a very good spotting game for a light tank. Let's have a look and see how he gets on in the second game. The second game is from the North spawn of Cliff, and it's also a tier 6 game, so everyone is tier 6 in this one. And there again you can see the bounty vents, bounty coated optics, and bounty exhaust. quite a few premium rounds as well to make sure that he gets the penetration. The premium rounds will actually do, as he shows here, it'll actually do 75 alpha, 180 millimeters of pen, so you're almost doubling your penetration. And that makes it much easier to penetrate some of the tier 6. Of course, there are some players who will actually tell you it's much easier to use it with just standard ammo. And I think I'm referring to Aurora, yes, because he would use it with just standard ammo. He wouldn't use premium. Mind you, it's a real challenge for him to do it, but he does do it. He does succeed. Now, it's the shape of this vehicle actually let it down in many ways because it's so difficult, the shape. It didn't have much in the way of room for the crew. It got very cramped. It was out in the desert. It was hot and they couldn't get ventilation in. So it would get really, really hot out in the desert, 50 degrees heat. And if you think about the fact that, of course, they had to stay buttoned up during battle, then the heat would just get unbearable. You'd think, actually, some of these tanks would spontaneously burst into flame simply by virtue of the fact, of course, they are so hot inside. Now, he thought for a second about getting a shot on that Super Chappie, who is a one-shot now, but now he's also in range of the enemy tanks, and he's just spotted a Jackson up there. Now, if he gets spotted by the Super Chappie, and he might... Oh, now that was a kill shot by Albert, taking out the Super Chappie. So we're lucky on there. But now we've got the problem of that Jackson. He's moving towards us. So he's pulled down. You can hear there's an event going on. We're about to lose the lighthouse. And he's repositioned himself so he can get shots on the enemy without the Jackson getting shots on us. So he's parked behind the rock. Now, the good thing about that shot is that the M4A3 could not see him because he was double bushed. And he's now just firing in the general direction on auto aim. Now, there is Arty in this game, 3 on either side. So it's very likely that once he gets spotted by the enemy will start pounding him with Arty to make him go away. So he needs to be careful. Oh, that's good. The M4A3 just went down. But he doesn't know where the Jackson is. If the Jackson spots him, one of the Arty will have a go. And in this game, the enemy Arties are Hummel and 2 M44s. On the enemy team, up to 2 mates happen to be an M44, an SU8, and an FV304. And look at that. The Nashorn went back to the nest, and he knows he was spotted, and we've now marked him. Hopefully the Arty will now begin hitting him, and he does. And there's a kill shot there as well, but now we can see the others, and he's pumping rounds in to try and kill them, and it's working. This is an Arty player's wet dream, because of course he can see the Arty, he can see the targets, and of course Wazwulf is getting the benefit of the spotting. And here's that Jackson, and now we've spotted the Jackson. We just need to stay this side, let the Arty do his thing. That's the good thing about light tanks. They can spot the enemy, and then the Arty can go to town on them. And in fact, that guy dies to the Basotto. But look, one of the Arty stayed below, and he managed to get a near hit for 154. So we did get stunned. But the good news is we've cleared the middle part of the map, and now it's only one down here, the Hummel. There's a couple of enemies up there on the donut. We're trying to get a good spot at the moment so we can take shots at the enemy. Okay, he's decided he's going to try and sneak down. Yeah, it's probably the best way of doing it, actually. Yes, just don't come crashing down at high speed. Just try and come down gently and direct the flow of the drop to make the best use of it. He's approaching using the bushes, and he's found them, the M44s. And now they know he should actually be firing his HE rounds at them, because most of the armor's thin. He's got one. Oh, missed on that one. And can he get another kill shot? Well, the M44 gets one on him, but the M44 gets taken out by the Type 58. And in the meantime, our own M44 died, which is unfortunate. Oh, look at that. The Hummel sneaked in there and hid. And he thought, I got away with it. No, you haven't got away with it. And now it's only a matter of time. Well, he did get 221 hit points of damage. But now there's only one enemy left. And it happens to be the P43 Beers. And he's got a 90mm gun. And there he is to our right. Need to get behind him. Well, he gets one in. Just needs to get behind him and let his teammates do the necessary. Oh, unfortunately, we did die, but the P43 did, and we got the win. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another ace tanker for Wazwulf of Quinn in the Crusader. So he's showing that he's definitely on the road to getting his third mark of excellence. He's already got 2 marks, but he's definitely getting ace tanker after ace tanker now. He also managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he managed to get 6. He got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And on top of that, he got a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were being damaged. And his win rate from this one, 7,055, which is super Unicum standard and a bit more. And you can see all the spotting he was doing there, a lot of it. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in this game. The Basotto on his team picked up the high caliber for 2,429 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to Wazwulf with 1,813, and the third highest was the VK3002M on the enemy team, who managed 1,743. When it came to kills, we can see top scorer was in fact the Type 58, who got 4 kills, and one of those happened to be the enemy Arty. 3 kills went to the Basotto, and on the enemy team, their VK3001P got 3 as well, and he got a Pascucci's medal. And when it came to Wazwulf, only the 1 kill in that game. But when it came to base XP, he is top. He got 1,304 base experience points out of that game. Next highest was the Eshiwait, who only managed 887, but he did pick up a Confederate as well. And 862 went to the Basotto, who got the high caliber. So we can see that Wazwulf fired 32 rounds in the game. He got 26 direct hits on the enemy, 25 penetrations, 1,813 hit points of damage, of which 598 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 3 hits, all 3 were penetrations, and he got 3 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty, who was trying to kill him. 7 enemy vehicles were spotted, 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and that's where he got the Confederate. And he got 2,379 hit points of spotting assist in that game as well. On a premium count, he actually picked up 51,322 credits, but he did spend a lot of credits on the ammo because he was using premium ammo. 50,000 from a mission completion, and 9,780 experience points out of that one on a ×5 day. So very, very good. He's getting very good with the Crusader. It won't be long before Wazwulf actually gets his third mark game, and then obviously we'll show that one. Hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this a like, and thank you for watching.